want to welcome everybody to today's webinar. This is one of a series of webinars hosted by Delaware County Board of DD called Supports Through the Lifespan. It is a monthly series that focuses on different areas of life in the different resources and community partners that we have to help with those stages of life. However, today we are talking about community connections, programming and community partners that have summer activities and summer opportunities for folks to get involved and out and about in the community. And this is for all ages. We have some wonderful partners here today. We have Rebecca Scheel from COSI, Kelly Cochran from Delaware County District Library, Mary Anderson from the Delaware Community Center YMCA, and Casey Smith from Preservation Parks. So I'm excited to hear about all of the wonderful opportunities that these organizations have for the folks that Delaware County Board serves and beyond. So we are going to kick it off with Rebecca, if you want to share all about the wonderful things that COSI has going on this summer.
Hey everybody, my name is Rebecca Scheel. I am the manager of early childhood experiences. Excuse me, that is enough. At COSI, I'm also home today with my 5-year-old because daycare is closed, so please excuse all of the background noises. But I am here in place of Catherine Davis, who is our manager of special education experiences. She is at an offsite event today, and so I am stepping in for her. Give me just 1 second.
The realities of the working parents.
Yes, that's exactly it. I do apologize. Hopefully hopefully that was the end of it. So at COSI this summer, we have a lot going on, specifically in terms of new exhibits and exhibitions. We have our shark exhibit, which opened recently. It's very cool. We also have our Unofficial Galaxies exhibit, which is the largest unofficial Star Wars fan collection. It is incredible. We have a lot of things that were made specifically by team members, specifically for this exhibit, which is really cool. And then in terms of any amenities and accessibility, which I believe is what Catherine had wanted me to talk mostly about, is all of the things that we have available to make sure that everyone who visits COSI has a really good time and is able to access everything and really make the most of their time there. So Catherine has been amazing in putting together sensory bags for anyone to check out from the COSI front desk. These include noise canceling headphones, visual schedules, fidgets, bubbles. She puts all kinds of stuff in there. They are incredible. They're totally free to access. You just need to have a photo ID, and then you will just return it at the end of your visit. And get your photo ID back. Catherine has also developed, I'm like hyping Catherine up so much right now. She has also developed a sensory friendly environment map. So COSI is a large building. We're about 300,000 square feet, which is a lot. And we can have thousands of people in there every day. So there are some areas that are very loud and very overwhelming. And then there are some areas that are much quieter and much calmer. And Catherine has the sensory map. It's actually available on our website. I'm looking at it right now. If you just Google COSI amenities, it is there. And it is fantastic in terms of these are high audio levels. These are low. These are areas where it can get really loud and areas where it can get kind of quiet. And then we also have, let me see, we have a calming room, which is another amazing space that Catherine created. It's on the first floor of COSI. It includes lights. There's like a bubble tower in there. There's weighted blankets, sensory stuff in there. It is an amazing resource for anyone who needs to use it. And again, absolutely free. You just need to go up to the guest services desk. We even have parents of small children will go in when their children are kind of overwhelmed and having a little bit of a hard time, because it's just a really cool space. And I think that that's all that I have to talk about, unless anyone has any questions.
I'm pulling up the sensory map, if that is okay, just so folks can kind of get an idea. Now I got to make sure that this works. Let's see here. There we go. Is that showing for folks? Yes, no,
Yes,
maybe
I was
so.
about to send the link, but yes, you have it right there.
Okay. There we go. Yes. So this is can you explain a little bit, Rebecca, like how folks can interpret this or
Yeah,
um,
definitely. Absolutely. So all of the areas that are in red, like for example, our gadgets exhibition, are going to be super, super loud pretty much all the time. Little kid space, super, super loud all the time. Our life exhibit also relatively loud. But there are also areas that are the blue areas. So for example, if you look up in Little Kid Space, which is at the very top of the map right now, there's a little blue area. That is our Idea Lab, and that is an area, Catherine, that is an area where families can go and you can eat lunch in there, and we have art activities periodically, and it's just a really good, quiet area away from Little Kid Space, but you don't actually have to leave Little Kid Space in order to access it. As another example, in our progress exhibit, which is down underneath a Little Kid Space, there is the history of COSI, which is a nice, quiet little area right in the middle of progress, which has I never been there. Progress has some, they're not animatronics, but like voices that will talk and give information, as well as we also have our electric workshop in there, which can be kind of loud sometimes. But in that little blue area, it's very, very quiet and very calming, I guess you could say. So pretty much any area in there that is red is going to be super loud and kind of overwhelming. Orange is kind of moderate, and then the blue areas are going to be the quieter areas. And then there's the green, which means it's everywhere, all over the place, all the time.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I mean, you guys are like ahead of the game when it comes to accessibility and just sharing what types of resources and things there are for people of all abilities and all who want all different experiences at COSI. So, thank you very much for that. Does anyone have any questions for? Oh, one thing that I wanted to ask, or is if you could share your Museums for All. I
Yeah.
believe there is some sort of discounted membership or discounted rates for
Mm-hmm.
folks.
Yeah, so with the Museums for All program, it includes discounted admission for people who meet specific criteria. I can look up that criteria really quickly. Um, but I believe that the current Museums for All admission is $5 admission for up to 8 people in a group, and only one person in the group needs to meet that specific criteria. So I know for sure one of the criteria is being on food stamps. So if one person in your party is receives food stamps, then up to 8 people in that group are able to get that discounted admission. And I won't make you guys wait for me, but I can pop that information into the chat, or I can email it over to you.
Wonderful. I believe it actually also includes Medicaid as a
Yes.
um, and a lot of the folks that we serve are on Medicaid. So
Mhm.
I think it's a resource that a lot of our folks don't realize that they're eligible for, and so I really want to highlight that for folks that are on the call or who might be watching this, that it is accessible both. Mobility and sensory wise and financially as well, which I think is great.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
we love Museums for All. We do also have a family access membership, which gives you all of the perks of a general family membership. And I believe that the criteria for the family access membership is the same as the Museums for All criteria. But again, that's something that I am able to email out to anyone who's interested.
Thank you, Rebecca. So moving on to our next community partner, we are checking in with Kelly. Cochran at Delaware County District Library. And she has a document that I am also going to share. But you can introduce yourself, Kelly, as I am going to get this set up.
Perfect. Hello, everyone. I'm Kelly Cochran. I am the Youth Services and Programming Coordinator at the Delaware County District Library. So that means anything that's happening at any of our locations that involves youth or programming for all ages, I'm usually got my fingers in it somewhere. I will say that I am working at the Delaware Main Library. And if you're familiar with that building, there's an upstairs where there's cubicles. And I am in one of those cubicles, which means you can hear everything happening downstairs. So if you hear some background noise, those are just patrons using our services. And again, I am a part of the Delaware County District Library. We have 5 locations. We've got the Delaware Main Branch. We have one in Liberty, Orange Township, Powell, Ostrander, and we also have a outreach department. And I'm going to share some fun things that are happening at the library this summer. So the big ticket item this summer is Summer Reading Club, and it started June 1st and it goes until July 31st. And basically this is for all ages. The more you read, the more chances you get for prizes. For kids ages 0 to 12, we do ask them to keep track of their reading, and they keep track in 15-minute increments. And at 6 hours, they get their first prize, which is a bag full of a bag that you can color that is full of local coupons from local businesses. But you don't want to stop there because you want to keep going, because when readers get to 12 hours, they get a free book, because research shows that if kiddos own their own books and have their own personal library, they're more likely to be lifelong readers and lifelong learners, which is what the library is all about. So those are the younger kiddos. For teens, it's a little bit different. They get a bookmark and they read 4 books or attend 4 programs or a combination of both, and they get a free book. And then they can complete as many bookmarks as they want to win a gift basket. And the adult is the same way. They do a bookmark as well, and they get a tote bag for their first bookmark, and then they can also win a gift basket. So all ages, reading all summer long, get those prizes. And we also have a lot of fun stuff happening at the library along with that, with programming. So our programs you can find on our website. What's happening at the library, you can click on visit. You can also, if you don't have the library app, you can also see all of our programs listed there. We have programs for all ages. We have a lot of adult programs that are kind of related to adult crafting activities. Our summer reading club theme this year is all about art, and libraries color our world. So there's a lot of crafts going on. One that I wanted to bring to everyone's attention is the Get Crafty Open Craft Circle. And what's great about this one is that it's at Liberty, and basically you bring all your craft stuff and you bring your own craft, and you just do it with a bunch of other people who are doing their own crafts. So it's kind of a community builder. You can hang out in there. There's also people you can brainstorm with if you're stuck and they are similar crafters. They can help you with that. There is registration for that, and there is a QR code there. You can also register on our website. We also have a lot of teen programs that are also adult programs. One example of that is the Next Chapter Book Club. This is an opportunity for teens and adults with disabilities to read, learn, make friends, and enjoy a fun gathering with friends. So this takes place, it's kind of like a book club, but instead of reading the book beforehand, you come to the book club and you read it all together so that everyone can participate regardless of reading ability and level. And those are at our Orange Library. And our next one is July 14th. I'm gonna take a quick drink here. We also do ask that you register for that one as well, because those programs do work a little bit better when it's a smaller group, and the QR code can get you registered for that. We also have a lot of teen programs, and it's all about art again this summer. Nostalgia is very popular with the teens, which is hilarious because what do teens know about nostalgia? Just kidding. So we have a local artist called Becky Garish. She is doing a class where she'll teach kids how to draw portraits with pastels of their favorite stuffy growing up. So that's their nostalgia, is their stuffies from when they were little. And because there are supplies involved with that, there's also registration, and the QR code's right there as well. We also have other kind of art programs for teens, and one of the like sleeper hits this summer is called Drop a Beat, Grab the Mic with the Caravan. The Caravan, we'll talk about them a little bit later. They usually focus on cooking and growing things, but they created a program that was called, I had to look it up, turntablism. It's a word. It's about using turntables, rhyming, making raps, all kinds of fun stuff. And, and that will be on July 21st. Excuse me. We also have programs that you don't have to register for. We have a movie marathon coming up at Liberty at 4 on August 4th. Goodness.
If you need a second, I can talk all
I'm
about.
We all have our
I'm just saying, I
challenges
pulled out
today,
my
don't we?
bookmark. I pulled out my bookmark
Yes.
for it. So I'm
And with the teen programs, you can put the teen programs on that bookmark as well. So there's movies, we have those all year long. You want to keep your eye open for those. Now let's talk a little bit about the kid program. So the Caravan, who also does the wrapping program, also does a plant and plate party where you can actually plant herbs and they teach you how to cook with those, which is very exciting. We've had one already. Our next one is at Orange, and we'll also have one at Liberty and Ostrander, and those fill up pretty quickly. So if you're interested in those, you'll want to register. Okay. So those are our kids programs. Now family programs. These are called families because they're all good for all ages, especially those with families who have all those ages in their group. But they're also good for just adults as well as teens and kids. It's also a great opportunity where we get to partner with our local partners, like the Central Ohio Symphony. We do concerts with them. We're going to have them at Ostrander on July 8th in the yard. So you want to bring your chairs, your blankets. I will also say that we have never actually had it out on the lawn. We've always had to move it inside because of heat or weather. So if it does look like it's sketchy weather, just know that we'll bring it inside. All right, some other big programs we have is a puppet show. We have Dylan there. You can see him with his giant puppet. He does a big puppet show. It's just him and all of his puppet friends. They are going to do a Wonders of Wiggly River, and they're one of our favorites. They are always very well attended, very noisy, very crowded, but very, very fun. And we also have Erica Carlson and Sedgy the Hedgie. She is a magician. She's local. She's also an author. She's going to be doing magic all over the place this summer, as well as the Ostrander Library. All right, I'm going to pause for a second and take another. Okay. Another fun program we're doing this summer is Didgeridoo Down Under. And these are Australians who come in and they bring their didgeridoos. They bring all kinds of animals. I think this guy is bringing a lizard this year. I think like a blue-tongued lizard of some kind. So that's a very fun program. Again, very loud, very crowded. If you've never heard a didgeridoo, because I never heard a didgeridoo till I worked at the library. They are very loud. They're very vibrating. You could hear all over the library. They also talk about science and all kinds of stuff at that program too. That is definitely one that I'm looking forward to this summer. And if science is your thing, we also are going to have the science heroes come. We've had them a lot of times in the past. Yes, the blue tongue stinks. Who said that? Who knew that? Kosai coming in with it. Awesome. It's like the blue tongue lizard.
So I'm very familiar.
Yes, so they're going to bring some of those. I think he's also bringing a snake or something. I don't remember, but he's going to bring some animals with him. And of course, the didgeridoos. The Science Heroes are also one of our favorite partners. They come and they kind of tell a story while doing science experiments where they have the kiddos come up and help do things. So sometimes they'll do like the elephant toothpaste where the foam grows really big and all that kind of stuff. And that is going to be at Orange, Delaware, coming up in July. Okay. Speaking of Erica Carlson and Sedgy the Hedgie, she also partners with our buddy Magic Nate to do a magic duel, which will be at Delaware in the middle of the library. They use teamwork and magic to try to figure out where Sedgy the Hedgie is hiding. The fun thing about that is Erica talks a lot during her programs, but Magic Nate is he's silent. He's a silent performer, so that's always really interesting to watch. Okay, I got a few more here. Hopefully my voice doesn't go out. We also have Bring the Farm to You. They're our buddies from Centerburg. They actually bring farm animals and they're bringing them to Ostrander. We've had them already at Orange this library. They bring turkeys, pigs, ducks, all kinds of stuff. And it'll be really nice this year at Ostrander because it's a little bit further out there. It's a little more space, so it'll be a little bit more spread out, and you can come and go. It's a drop-in program, so there's no set time. So you can come at any time that day to see the animals. And there will also be experts that will talk a little bit about each animal and let you even hold some of them. Like sometimes they bring baby chicks and let you hold them. Sometimes you get to pet a duck. They also have the ducks. I don't know the official name for these either, but look like they have like the afros. Those are my favorite. And then the turkey talks the whole time. It's one of my favorites. Also, of course, we're a library. So we've got a lot of story times happening every day at one of our locations. We're doing a story time. We also have some drop-in play times, which are also open-ended programs where you can come at any time during that time period. And we'll have all kinds of fun sensory, early literacy building kind of activities for families to do together. I think that slide might be in there twice. And as I mentioned, we have story times at all of our locations. Also, if you have a group or something that you would like to come in, you can always reach out to us and we'll do our best. It's a little tricky during the summer for us to do smaller groups, but that's also something that we can provide. Also, another thing that we've already done this summer, so there's no more this summer, but in the fall, we're going to have Bubbles, Buddies, Books, and Bubbles. That is a sensory story time. It's all inclusive. There is registration for it because we do try to keep the group smaller. The difference between that story time and some of our other story times is it's just lower sensory. So if you've been to our other story times, they can sometimes have 100 toddlers. There's the boombox jamming, and this is just a little dialed down. It's the storytime leaders usually sing, they read calmer books. They also have the schedule up on the wall so the kiddos can follow along. Just a little bit more low key, a little bit smaller, a little bit more chill than the chaos of the other story times. So I know I went through all that really fast. We have so much going on. Again, it's all on our website as well as our app. I also have my contact information there. And if anyone has questions, I'll do my best to answer before my voice completely goes away. But let me know what you guys are interested in and what you want to know more about.
So it looks like Rebecca chimed in that blue-tongued skinks are named to Australia. So that is probably what they bring with the didgeridoo programming.
I can't believe
And
I
then
forgot that. Skinks is such a good word. That is a good word.
And then just as a little plug for DCBDD, we for the Buddies, Books, and Bubbles and the drop-in playtime, we actually send representatives as well. So if parents have questions about what services we provide, and I know for the drop-in playtime, there's other family and community resources as well, which I think is really cool. So it's kind of a double dip. You get to have some fun activities for your kiddos to enjoy, and also learn about some resources that are available. So
Yes,
those
thank
are
you
both
for mentioning that.
some of my favorite events as our outreach person. So does anyone have any questions for? We'll also open up questions at the end, when we get through everybody. And if you would prefer to write your questions, we do have a Q&A for folks that are on the call. And I'm also monitoring our Facebook Live chat. So if anyone has any questions, however you would like to ask those questions, we're monitoring all the different channels. So I think it is time now for, who did I have as number 3? Mary Anderson is from the Delaware Community Center YMCA. She is the membership queen there, and she is going to share with us about the programming that the Y has to offer.
Great. Thank you so much for having me today. So I don't know if you are familiar with the YMCA of Central Ohio, but we have 13 branches in our association. So if someone is a member at our Y here in Delaware, they're a member of the 13 Central Ohio YMCAs. And then we also offer day passes. So it is a member facility, but we do allow day passes or guest passes so people can bring a friend. We are open 7 days a week, as are most of our branches. We offer programming Child Watch starts at 6 weeks. So if the parents want to come in and bring them that early, they can do that, or they can walk the track in their stroller. We have an indoor track that goes around our basketball courts. As far as programming goes for kids, we have swim lessons, basketball, soccer, volleyball. Sometimes we run. If we have instructors, we'll run dance or gymnastics. And then we run basketball leagues in the wintertime. We have a K2 league, grades 3 through 6. And then a high school league that's grades 9 through 12. So they're concurrent. So they kind of, when one ends on a Saturday, the other one starts. So weekends are crazy busy, and basketball courts are a hot commodity because everybody loves playing basketball. We offer swim lessons. So those start for parent-child. We recommend 6 months, not to get them in the water too young because their skin's pretty fragile. So they can start at 6 months. Most people wait till they're a year just for head control, but that's up to the parents. And they're once a week classes for 6 weeks. For the older kids in the summer, we do once a week for 6 weeks, twice a week for 3 weeks, or 3 times a week for 2 weeks. So if they're traveling, they can make the most of their lessons and get them in before they go out of town. So as far as membership pricing goes, we do offer our Delaware City residents a discount. I did not include the pricing just because everything's online and there's so many different memberships between being a teen up until to young adult to two adult to family memberships, that kind of thing. And then for our seniors, if they have Medicare, which is part of their insurance, we offer insurance paid memberships. So we offer 3 of those. So Silver Sneakers, Silver and Fit, and Renew Active. And then with all of our memberships, our group exercise classes are free. So they can take Zumba, yoga, Pilates, cycling. And then we do have specific Silver Sneakers classes for anyone who wants to take them, not just our active older adults. So our group fitness classes are very popular. So we're pretty lucky to have a good variety. We are just finishing up our summer 1 session. Summer 2 registration starts Monday, July 7th at 7 a.m. And it does open at 7 a.m. and sometimes they fill up by 7:30. So it's depending on the class. But we offer a big variety of things. So usually people can find availability for something that they want to do. And then if they don't want to do swim lessons, we do offer water fitness as well. And those are pretty popular. Our instructors, all of our instructors are great. So we're very lucky to have a diverse a group of instructors, from people who are just starting out being fitness instructors to people who have been doing it for 20 and 30 years. So we're very lucky. So as I'm not sure exactly if there's something specific I'm supposed to be touching base on as far as our memberships go. Any advice on that? Any specific questions?
So one thing if you would talk a little bit about, I know a kind of hidden treasure, hidden gem, is the partnership between the Y and Special Olympics. I know that's a resource that a lot of the people we serve might not be familiar with. So
Oh,
can you
for sure.
share a little bit about how that works and
For
what
sure.
membership
Yeah,
is
for
available?
sure. So, if they're approved by Special Olympics, they get an email that says that they're eligible for a YMCA membership, and they or their provider brings in that email, so we know that they were approved. Because some people sometimes they age out, or it expires and they're not renewing and that kind of thing. So we want to make sure we have a current authorization on file, so to speak. So we just sign them up. They get a key card just like any other member. We always try to find out what their event is so we can kind of get to know them and ask them how their training's going. We have a long time member, and he's been doing Special Olympics. I've been at the Y, it'll be 13 years next month. And I think he's been here since we opened 14 years ago. So it's kind of nice to see how people just kind of develop in their activity and that kind of thing. And like I said, get to know them better. But it's a free membership for them. So they can come in. Sometimes they don't need an aid and sometimes they do need an aid. So we obviously allow them to bring their aid with them, to make sure that they're okay while they're in the facility.
Wonderful. And I want to give Mary a shout out because when I was an SSA, and as of October, she is who SSAs work with to get folks signed up for their memberships. And she is just absolutely wonderful to work with, makes the process very smooth and enjoyable for everybody involved. So I want to thank you for that and being that liaison between the county board and the YMCA.
Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions for Mary at this time? Make sure I keep okay. And then, last but certainly not least, we have Casey Smith with Preservation Parks. And Casey, since I pulled up graphics for COSI, I found a nice little Preservation Parks logo that folks can look at while you are chatting. So if you want to introduce yourself, and I'll get that pulled up.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. My name's Casey Smith. I'm the Outdoor Connections Manager for Preservation Parks. So my team, my crew are the ones who do all of the programming out of the parks. We do have 13 parks around the county, and each of them has its own unique little thing. So if you haven't been to all of them, try to get out and check all of them out. One thing that we do every summer that I really love, I don't know if you can see, the Summer Letterbox program is a pretty popular program that we do partner with the libraries on. The libraries, we use their summer reading theme to come up with clues, and then those clues are in this booklet, and then the clues lead you to a little box, and inside the box is a symbol, and you draw the symbol inside here. Inside the booklet, there are 8 parks in this booklet, and you can see how pretty that cover is for Color Your World. And if you find 4 or more parks, you get a prize. So you can register at one of the libraries in person and they'll give you one of these booklets, or at Deer Haven Park, or you can register online and you can download a PDF of the booklet. So make sure you get out and do the Summer Letterbox adventure. It is a lot of fun and it gets you to several of our parks. And it's something that families can do on their own time, which is really lovely. The Shale Hollow exhibit down at Shale Hollow Park, each year our team picks a theme and then we build a brand new exhibit around that theme. And this year is native plants, and Color Your World fit in really perfectly with native plants. So we really love that. And you can go down there. It is open Wednesday through Monday, closed on Tuesdays, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So just go down to Shale Hollow Park and it's right there inside the lodge. So you can learn all about native plants and pollinators and how important native plants are to our parks and to our planet. Down at Shale Hollow Park on Fridays, we have a staff member who is fluent in Spanish. And so she hosts Spanish language hours. If anyone speaks Spanish and would like to go down and learn about native plants in Spanish, you can go down and talk to Sandra at the Shale Hollow exhibit on Fridays. Summer concert series starts this week. That's out at Gallant Woods Park. You bring a lawn chair, and we have a food truck. We have not cotton candy. We have snow cones and popcorn, and you can just come out and enjoy a concert. They are every Thursday from July 3rd to August 7th at Gallant Woods Park, and they start at 7 o'clock. Those will get a huge crowd. So make sure you come early to get a seat up front if you'd like that. We have yoga once a month on the first Saturday of the month, and this is for all ability levels. One of our staff is a certified yoga instructor, and that will happen in some of the shelter houses. You can always check our website for those locations. We also have a night hike once a month in the summer. Snake Week is coming up in July. It is July 14th through 18th. So here at Deer Haven Park, we will have a display all about snakes and learning about snakes. And that is a nationwide program, Snake Week. Model Railroaders are one weekend a month, and that is out of the Sandal Legacy Trail Depot. And you can find the times for that on our website as well. There is a model railroad club in Delaware County, and they use that building to have their model railroad set up, and they'll go in and you can learn all about railroads in Ohio. We have coming up in July the Try It electric bike program. So if you are interested in trying out an electric bike before you commit to purchasing one, that is in July 26th at the Sandal Legacy Trail Depot. And a paddling program, a Try It paddling program out at the Howard Road Boat Launch. That's on August 9th. And a fun family adventure you can do together at our adventure run. You literally get into the park and get in the mud. You run on our primitive trail out at Gallant Woods Park. That is July 12th. And you do need to register for those last couple of programs on our website. Everything that we do is on our website. You could also stop by any of our parks and grab one of our program guides. All the programs we do for summer, any season, really end up in one of these program guides. Some of them get mailed out, but if you haven't gotten one, make sure you stop by and grab one. We do a lot of Facebook posts and Instagram posts, and all of our contact information is on our website as well. Lots coming up.
And shout out to you all. You have the best swag for the summer, passing out those little hand fans
Fans,
at
yeah.
the community events and whatnot. That is, I keep one in my purse when I am out and about, and so they've come in handy quite a bit with the heat that we've been having. So.
And you can tell people you're a fan of Preservation Parks.
Oh my gosh, the
Oh.
dad jokes too, even better. Dad
We've
jokes
got
and
jokes too,
pulling
yeah.
off. Excellent. Well, I just want to give another big thank you to Kelly, Casey, Mary, and Rebecca for being here today. Before we sign off, are there any other questions, comments, concerns that anyone has for any of our panelists? As I said, we can either you can ask them in the chats, or we can unmute you, whatever is the preferred method of communication. We will leave it. I'm going to check our.
I have a question. Actually, it's for all of you lovely ladies. I was wondering if any of you would ever be interested in coming to the Y to do any programming. Since we're a community center, it could be open to the public, it could be open to members, whatever you prefer. Like, I'm not opposed to making it open to the public. But if there's ever an event, we have a great community room that's called Finley's Playroom that we do family activities in. So if you have something that you would like to showcase or share with this part of the Delaware area, we would love to have you.
Yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. Yay. Do you have my email address?
Well, Mary, what I can do is when I send my thank you to you all, I will do a non-blind carbon copy, as long as that's okay with everybody.
Absolutely.
And so to connect everybody. And I guess now is a good time, as we're talking about summer programming, to also put an early plug in for Delaware County. We have our annual provider fair and block party that is coming up on Thursday, September Thursday, September 4th. And that is going to be at North Orange Park. So if folks that are on the call or are watching this after the fact, we're getting the ball rolling in the pirate ship sailing on our planning for that. So that'll be a fun activity a little later in the summer, early fall, but make sure that you put that in your calendar as well. Any other questions? I'm looking, I don't see anything on Facebook. And it looks like we're pretty quiet in the chat here. So another big thank you to you all. I appreciate your partnership today and in all other on all other days of the year. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Have a happy holiday. Hopefully everyone gets the day off on Friday and gets a nice long weekend. So thank you all. And oh, hold on. Can we reserve for the block party on the website? Yes, if you search block party on Delaware County's or DCBDD's website, the information to get registered and all of the logistical information is on there. So thank you, anonymous attendee. I can't see who it is if you have any further questions, but I'll also put my email in the chat if anyone has any further questions about the block party or wants to get connected to any of our partners here today. So, all right. Thank you all. Have a good rest of your week. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.